little buddy. Why does it look like that? I don't give a fuck, though. I'll tell him. Anyway, Marcion believed this understanding of Jesus was taught by Paul himself, and so naturally this canon included the 10 letters of Paul available to him, all those in the New Testament, apart from the pastoral epistles of 1st and 2nd Timothy and Titus. And since Paul sometimes referred to his gospel, Marcion included a gospel in his canon, a form of what is now the Gospel of Luke. And that was all. Marcion's canon consisted of 11 books. There was no Old Testament, only one gospel and 10 epistles. But not only that, Marcion had come to believe that false believers who did not have this understanding of the faith had transmitted these 11 books by copying them and by adding bits and pieces here and there in order to accommodate their own beliefs, including the quote-unquote false notion that the God of the Old Testament was also the God of Jesus. And so Marcion quote-unquote corrected the 11 books of his canon by editing out references to the Old Testament God, or to the creation as the work of the true God, or to the law as something that should be followed. As we'll see, Marcion's attempt to make his sacred texts conform more closely to his teaching by actually changing them was not unprecedented. Both before and after him, copyists of the early Christian literature occasionally changed their texts to make them say what they were already thought to mean. Many scholars are convinced that it was precisely in opposition to Marcion that other Christians became more concerned to establish the contours of what was to become the New Testament canon. It's interesting that in Marcion's own day, Justin could speak rather vaguely about the memoirs of the apostles, without indicating which of these books, presumably Gospels, were accepted in the churches or why. Whereas some 30 years later, another Christian writer who equally opposed Marcion took a far more authoritative stand. This was the Bishop of Lyons in Gaul, Irenaeus, who wrote a 5-volume work against heretics such as Marcion and the Gnostics, and who had very clear ideas about which books should be considered among the canonical Gospels. In a frequently cited passage from his work against heresies, Irenaeus says that not just Marcion, but also other heretics had mistakenly assumed that only one or another of the Gospels was to be accepted as scripture. Jewish Christians who held to the ongoing validity of the law used only Matthew. Certain groups who urged that Jesus was not really the Christ accepted only the Gospel of Mark. Marcion and his followers accepted only a form of Luke, and a group of Gnostics called the Valentinians accepted only John. All these groups were in error, however, because it's not possible that the Gospels can be either more or fewer in number than they are. For since there are 4 zones of the world in which we live and 4 principal winds, while the church is scattered throughout the world and the pillar and ground of the church is the gospel, it is fitting that there should have 4 pillars. In other words, 4 corners of the earth, 4 winds, 4 pillars, and necessarily then 4 gospels. And so, near the end of the 2nd century, there were Christians who were insisting that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John were the Gospels. There were neither more nor fewer. Debates about the contours of the canon continued for several centuries. It appears that Christians, by and large, were concerned to know which books to accept as authoritative so that they would, 1, know which books they should read in their services of worship, and relatedly, 2, know which books could be trusted as reliable guides for what to believe and how to behave. The decisions about which books should finally be considered canonical were not automatic or problem-free. The debates were long and drawn out, and sometimes harsh. Many Christians today may think that the canon of the New Testament simply appeared on the scene one day, soon after the death of Jesus, but nothing could be farther from the truth. As it turns out, we are able to pinpoint the first time that any Christian of record listed the 27 books of our New Testament as the books of the New Testament, neither more nor fewer. Surprising as it may seem, this Christian was writing in the second half of the 4th century, nearly 300 years after the books of the New Testament had themselves been written. The author was the powerful bishop of Alexandria named Athanasius. In the year 367 CE, Athanasius wrote his annual pastoral letter to the Egyptian churches under his jurisdiction. and in it, he included advice concerning which books should be read as scripture in the churches. He lists our 27 books, including all others. This is the first surviving instance of anyone affirming our set of books as the New Testament. And even Athanasius did not settle the matter. Debates continued for decades, even centuries. The books we call the New Testament were not gathered together into one canon and considered scripture, finally and ultimately, until hundreds of years after the books themselves had first been produced. Anyway, in the preceding section, our discussion focused on the canonization of Scripture. As we saw earlier, however, many kinds of books have been written and were being read by Christians in the early centuries, not just the books that made it into the New Testament. There were other Gospels, Acts, epistles, and apocalypses. There were records of persecutions, accounts of martyrdom, apologies for the faith, church orders, attacks on heretics, letters of exhortation and instruction, expositions of scripture, an entire range of literature that helped define Christianity and make it into the religion it came to be. It would be helpful at this stage of our discussion to ask a basic question about all this literature. Who actually was reading it? In the modern world, this would seem to be a rather bizarre question. If authors are writing books for Christians, then the people reading the books would presumably be Christians. When asked about the ancient world, however, the question has special poignancy because in the ancient world, most people could not read. Literacy is a way of life for those of us in the modern West. We read all the time, every day. We read newspapers and magazines and books of all kinds, biographies, novels, how-to books, self-help books, diet books, religious books, philosophical books, histories, memoirs, on and on. But our facility with written language today has little to do with reading practices and realities in antiquity. Studies of literacy have shown that what we might think of as mass literacy is a modern phenomenon, one that appeared only with the advent of the Industrial Revolution. It was only when nations could see an economic benefit in having virtually everyone able to read that they were willing to devote the massive resources, especially time, money, and human resources, needed to ensure that everyone had a basic education in literacy. In non-industrial societies, the resources were desperately needed for other things, and literacy would not have helped either the economy or the well-being of society as a whole. As a result, until the modern period, almost all societies contained only a small minority of people who could read and write. This applies even to ancient societies that we might associate with reading and writing. For example, Rome during the early Christian centuries, or even Greece during the classical period. The best and most influential study of literacy in ancient times by Columbia University professor William Harris indicates that at the very best of times and places, for example, Athens at the height of the classical period in 5th century BCE, literacy rates were rarely higher than 10 to 15% of the population. To reverse the numbers, this means that under the best of conditions, 85 to 90% of the population could not read or write. In the first Christian century throughout the Roman Empire, the literacy rates may have well been even lower. As it turns out, even defining what it means to read and write is a very complicated business. Many people can read but are unable to compose a sentence, for example. And what does it mean to read? Are people literate if they can manage to make sense of the comic strips but not the editorial page? Can people be said to be able to write if they can sign their name but cannot copy a page of text? The problem of definition is even more pronounced when we turn to the ancient world, where the ancients themselves had difficulty defining what it meant to be literate. One of the most famous illustrative examples comes from Egypt in the second Christian century. Throughout most of antiquity, since most people could not write, there were local readers and writers who hired out their services to people who needed to conduct business that required written texts, tax receipts, legal contracts, licenses, personal letters, and the like. In Egypt, there were local officials who were assigned the task of overseeing certain governmental tasks that required writing. These assignments, as local or village scribes, were not usually sought after. As with many official administrative posts, the people who were required to take them were responsible for paying for the job out of pocket. These jobs, in other words, went to the wealthier members of the society and carried a kind of status with them, but they required the expenditure of personal funds. The example that illustrates the problem of defining literacy involves an Egyptian scribe named Ptahus from the village of Caranus in Upper Egypt. As often happened, Ptahus was assigned to duties in a different village, Ptolemais Hormao, where he was given oversight of financial and agricultural affairs. In the year 184 CE, Ptahus had to respond to some complaints about another village scribe from that same town, a man named Ishirion, okay, I got it, who had been assigned somewhere else to undertake responsibilities as a scribe. The villagers under Ishirion's jurisdiction were upset that Ishirion could not fulfill his obligations because they charged he was illiterate. In dealing with the dispute, Ptahus argued that Ishirion wasn't illiterate at all because he had actually signed his name to a range of official documents. In other words, for Ptahus, literacy meant simply the ability to sign one's name. Ptahus himself had trouble doing much more than that. As it turns out, we have a scrap of papyrus on which Ptahus practices writing, on which he wrote 12 times over the words in Greek that he had to sign on official documents. Quote, "I, Ptahus, the village scribe, have submitted this." What's odd is that he copied the words correctly the first 4 times, but the 5th time he left off the first letter of the final word, and for the remaining 7 times, he continued to leave off the letter, indicating that he was not writing words that he knew how to write, but was merely copying the preceding line. He evidently couldn't read even the simple words he was putting on the page, and he was the official local scribe. If we count Ptahus among the quote-unquote literate people in antiquity, how many people could actually read texts and make sense of what they said? It's impossible to come up with an exact figure, but it appears that the percentage will not be very high. There are reasons for thinking that within the Christian communities, the numbers would have been even lower than in the population at large. This is because it appears that Christians, especially early on in the movement, came for the most part from the lower, uneducated classes. There were always exceptions, of course, like the Apostle Paul and the other authors whose works made it into the New Testament and who were obviously skilled writers. But for the most part, Christians came from the ranks of the illiterate. This is certainly true of the very earliest Christians, who would have been the apostles of Jesus. In the gospel accounts, we find that most of Jesus' disciples are simple peasants from Galilee, uneducated fishermen, for example. 2 of them, Peter and John, are explicitly said to be illiterate in the book of Acts 4, verse 13. The Apostle Paul indicates to his Corinthian organization that not many of you were wise by human standards, which might mean some few were well educated, but not most. As we move into the 2nd century, things do not seem to change much. As I've indicated, some intellectuals converted to the faith, but most Christians were from the lower classes and uneducated. Evidence for this view comes from several sources. One of the most interesting is a pagan opponent of Christianity named Celsus, who lived in the late 2nd century. Celsus wrote a book called The True Word, in which he attacked Christianity on a number of grounds, arguing that it was a foolish, dangerous religion that should be wiped off the face of the earth, and I agree. Unfortunately, we do not have the true word itself. All we have are quotations from it in the writings of the famous Christian church father Origen, who lived about 70 years after Celsus and was asked to produce a reply to his charges. Origen's book against Celsus survives and is our chief source of information about what the learned critic Celsus said in his book directed against the Christians. One of the great features of Origen's book is that he quotes Celsus's earlier work at length, line by line, before offering his refutation of it. This allows us to reconstruct with fair accuracy Celsus's claims. One of these claims is that the Christians are ignorant, lower-class people. What is striking is that in this reply, Origen does not deny it. Consider the following charges made by Celsus. This is Celsus speaking. The Christians' injunctions are like this, quote, "Let no one educated, no one wise, no one sensible draw near, for these abilities are thought by us to be evils. But as for anyone ignorant, anyone stupid, anyone uneducated, anyone who is a child, let him come boldly. Moreover, we see that those who display their secret lore in the marketplaces and go about begging would never enter a gathering of intelligent men, nor would they dare to reveal their noble beliefs in their presence. But whenever they see adolescent boys and a crowd of slaves and a company of fools, they push themselves in and show off. In private houses also, we see wool workers, cobblers, laundry workers, and the most illiterate and bucolic yokels who would not dare to say anything at all in front of their elders and more intelligent masters. But whenever they get hold of children in private and some stupid women with them, they let out some astonishing statements, as for example, that they must not pay any attention to their father and school teachers. They say that these talk nonsense and have no understanding. But if they like, they should leave father and their schoolmasters and go along with the women and little children who are their playfellows to the wool dresser's shop or to the cobbler's or the washerman's shop, that they may leave perfection. That they may learn perfection. And by saying this, they persuade them. Origen replies that the true Christian believers are in fact wise, and some in fact are well educated, but they are wise with respect to God, not with respect to things in the world. He does not deny, in other words, that the Christian community is largely made up of the lower, uneducated classes. We appear then to have a paradoxical situation in early Christianity. This was a bookish religion with writings of all kinds, proving to be of uppermost importance to almost every aspect of the faith. Yet most people could not read these writings. How do we account for this paradox? In fact, the matter is not at all that strange if we recall what was hinted at earlier, that communities of all kinds throughout antiquity generally used the services of the literate for the sake of the illiterate. For in the ancient world, reading a book did not mean usually reading it to oneself. It meant reading it aloud to others. One could be said to have read a book when in fact one had heard it read by others. There seems to be no way around the conclusion that books, as important as they were to the early Christian movements, were almost always read aloud in social settings, such as in settings of worship. We should recall here that Paul instructs his Thessalonian hearers that his, quote, letter is to be read to all of the brothers and sisters. This would have happened out loud in community. And the author of Colossians wrote, quote, "And when you have read this epistle, be sure that it is read in the church of the Laodiceans, and that you read the letter written to Laodicea." Recall, too, Justin Martyr's report that, quote, "On the day called Sunday, all who live in cities or in the country gather together to one place, and the memoirs of the apostles or the writings of the prophets are read as long as time permits." The same point is made in other early Christian writings. For example, in the book of Revelation, we are told, quote, "Blessed is the one who reads the words of the prophecy, and blessed are those who hear the words." Obviously referring to the public reading of the text. In a lesser known book called Second Clement from the mid-2nd century, the author indicates in reference to his words of exhortation, quote, "I am reading you a request to pay attention to what has been written, so that you may save yourselves and the one who is your reader." In short, the books that were of paramount importance in early Christianity were for the most part read out loud by those who were able to read, so that the illiterate could could hear, understand, and even study them. Despite the fact that early Christianity was by and large made up of illiterate believers, it was a highly literary religion. Other key issues need to be discussed, however. If books were so important to early Christianity, if they were being read to Christian communities around the Mediterranean, how did the communities actually get those books? How were they put in circulation? This was in the days before desktop publishing, electronic means of reproduction, and even movable type. If communities of believers obtained copies of various Christian books in circulation, how did they acquire those copies? Who was doing the copying? And most important for the ultimate subject of our investigation, how can we, or how could they, know that the copies they obtained were accurate, that they hadn't been modified in the process of reproduction? And that ends chapter 1. Now we're on chapter 2. The copyists of the early Christian writings. If you didn't know, this book is Misquoting Jesus. Why my lens look fucked up? Like this book look all blurry? Oh, hell no. Hold on. Oh, hell. Let's try this again. Oh, yeah, that's much better. Yeah, all that glare and shit is fucking gone, dog. I feel like I need to roll another blunt, son. Hail Satan, Jasper. If there's nothing showing anything rational, believe in my life. If the book is magic, that's better. Haha. Laughing my ass off. Oh, hell yeah. Hail Shawarma, I guess. What's good, son? Shit. I know, right? Bro, I need another blunt, son. Like, this ain't gonna do it. Like, I was smoking that Jenny Kush, cuz. Like, but now I wanna fucking... I'm about to go back to that goddamn, hold on, dog. Let me get the goddamn... What's up, little homie? Say what's up to the motherfucking crowd, son. Say what's up. Don't be rude. What the hell? I taught you better than that. Got them. Damn, this got the motherfucking sweat stains. I ain't wearing this hat. What's your favorite Cannibal Corpse song? I'm not gonna lie to you. I got a lot, but I'm gonna have to say probably fucking... I'm gonna say my top three, but definitely like out of these three, it's probably... oh, fuck, man, I don't know, because I kind of like that one too. Like, all right, so I'm gonna just say, so far... Can you move over a little bit? Thanks. So far, my favorite three Cannibal Corpse songs has to be Evidence in the Furnace. That's like, I fucking love that song. Like, Evidence in the Furnace is number one, I gotta say, probably. Two has gotta be fucking, fuck, what is it called? Fuck, friends, hold on. Sacrophagic Frenzy. That's what it's called. Sacrophagic Frenzy. That's probably number two. And They Deserve to Die is probably the third one. I don't know. I like a lot of Cannibal Corpse songs, son. Fuck you, mean. Like Unleashing the Bloodthirsty. That's fucking dope. What's the one from Gallery of Suicide? Like that whole album, Gallery of Suicide, is fucking dope, dog. Like from beginning to end, like every motherfucking song. So if you ain't heard Gallery of Suicide by Cannibal Corpse, I highly recommend it. Bro, I'm about to smoke this Buddha Tahoe OG, son. Yo. Bro, you related to Tech 9? No, god damn, why y'all keep saying that? What about Behemoth? He all right. I mean, they all right. They just not really my... they ain't really my shit. Man, I've been into like really crazy fucking heavy shit, like fucking Zombie Shark. I probably mention them all the time. Or Darko US, or Sentinels, or fucking Alpha Wolf. You know what I mean? God damn it. Knock Loose. Like I be on that wild shit that, you know what I mean? This shit be God damn. Fucking hell. I wish we had like smell-o-vision so you could just like tap the screen where the shit is and then just be like, oh, should I smell it? You know. If you could meet James Randi or Richard Dawkins, who would you choose? I mean, between those two, probably James Randi, because Richard Dawkins took a turn that I don't support. As long as he shut the fuck up and just keep his commentary to fucking evolution or whatever, like fine. Just as long as that's all he talking about, then cool. As long as he, you know what I'm saying? Or if you want to talk about how like, oh, ain't no motherfucking God or whatever the fuck, like that's cool. As long as he keep his commentary to that, we straight. But yeah, I would rather meet James Randi. But if I can meet anyone, I mean, not that I'm a fanboy. I don't believe in celebrity fandom. Like, I don't get into all that shit. I don't care. You're just another human being. So what? But if I could, I'd like to meet Matt Dillahunty, because I'd say he's probably he has opened my eyes. He got me interested. He's the reason that I even went and bought a science book. Like, I went and bought 2 motherfucking thick ass, big dumbass science books and read both of them shits just to learn about evolution. Then I went and got a 3rd book just on evolution. You know what I'm saying? Just so I could understand evolution by natural selection even better. And I still don't. The only reason why I say there's still, like, I don't completely understand it, because there's so much to it. Like, if there was a way to just sort of like dumb it down, I guess. I mean, I get it when it's dumbed down, but it's just like there's so many different intricacies, like so many different things that they're finding out that they're just like, oh wow, it's weird that that works that way, but now we know it does, you know. But it just further confirms the theory of evolution. So I just find all that shit like fascinating. Because, I mean, I enjoy learning. Like, knowledge is a big fucking deal to me, you know. So I spend a lot of my free time when I'm not doing these videos, reading books, trying to get, like, this is the 3rd time I would have been reading this book on the historicity of the canonization of the scriptures. This would have been the 3rd motherfucking time I read this book, and I don't even believe in the Bible or Christianity, but I want the knowledge. I want to know, how was the Bible put together? If there were any, you know, amendments made to the scripture, either intentionally or inadvertently, I want to know. I want to know, how often did that happen? Who was writing the scriptures? Like, specifically, like, were these angels, you know what I mean? Or were these fucking human beings? Like, were these the most learned men of their society? Or were these just some dumbass peasants who couldn't fucking read or write? Like, and the more I'm learning, the more I'm just like, bruh, you cannot trust it. Like, even if God was real, the Bible is totally trash. Like, complete garbage. Complete ahistorical, you know what I'm saying? Nonsense. Fiction, you know. Even if that God were real, we know the Bible is full of shit. So he would have had to have a different book. a different book that would better make the case for that God, because that book don't do it. I even read some shit that some Bible scholars back in the day put forth the notion that the God of the Old Testament was this evil, vengeful, you know, world-creating God, but then that Jesus came to sort of soften the blow, I fucking guess, of what all the wrathful God from the Old Testament was up to. I guess to suggest that these were 2 different people, you know what I mean? But I thought that was fascinating. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I still don't believe any of it, because they haven't presented a shred of evidence for this shit. It's just an idea someone came up with that was like, oh, that's interesting, you know. But interesting ideas are just that, interesting ideas, not to be taken as, you know, gospel, to use that term. What the fuck? Oh, I need a grinder. Hold on, let me grab my motherfucking grinder. Let me get my motherfucking shells. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what does my shirt say? Jesus is what? I'm sorry, it's read backwards, but I think you get it. Jesus is a see you next Tuesday. See you next Tuesday. Oh, see you next tweet. Hold on, man. Where my other motherfucking hat at? I know I got another hat around here. I don't like not wearing hats and shit. Oh shit, hold on. Fuck, held up. Got one. It's not. Oh, okay. Nah, is this dude a Satanist? Nah, son. You could just ask me, like, are you a Satanist? No. I ain't got nothing against Satanism. I support the Satanic Temple. They're some of the best advocates when it comes to fighting for church-state separation. Because let the Christians have it, they're like, fuck church-state separation. Shit, them motherfuckers, shit. Yeah, I support the Satanic Temple, but nah, son, I'm an atheist. In fact, most members of the Satanic Temple, most Satanists, period, modern day, are atheists. They don't really believe there's a Satan. Now, you have to ask a Satanist, then why do you call yourself a Satanist? Ask them. I'm not one. Although I support them. I can't stress that enough. You know? I'm not making fun of no one, but I just want to know. Are those contacts? Yes, they are. Yep. Your damn nails. Why does that bother you so much? Like, what the fuck? Who cares? So what? You know what I mean? I guess for your sake, you lucky I stopped there. I was going to do some more shit. Like, I've been looking for some black lipstick. You know what I mean? But I don't know why that's so hard to find. Like, CVS didn't have none. Rite Aid didn't have none. Like, I went to the grocery store. They ain't had none. I probably got to go to, like, some fucking makeup store. I probably got to go to Sephora or MAC or some shit. You know what I mean? Probably got to go there and shit to find some black lipstick. Like, I was just looking for some black lipstick. Like, I probably won't even wear it all the time. I just want to see what I look like in it. You know what I mean? Now, if I like it, I'll start doing it. You know? Because I don't give a fuck. I only get to live once. So I'm going to try it. Like, if I want to do it, I'm going to do it, dog. I don't give a fuck what you think. Shit. Be like, oh, he gay. I don't give a fuck. You can think whatever you want. It ain't going to stop me from getting nan bit of pussy, son. Nan bit of pussy. Nails and all. So you can think whatever the fuck you want to think, you know. No, man, me none. I'm just keeping it 100, B. So, yeah. Nails and everything, son. Don't stop these hoes. They don't give a fuck about that shit. They just know I'm weird. You know what I mean? I don't even call it weird. I just feel like it's different. There's a lot of straight dudes that like to paint their nails. Like, so fucking what? You know what I mean? Like, if it was all black, would that be all right? Or is it because it's red, it's a problem and shit? Like, what the fuck? If I want to do it, I want to do it. I'm going to do it. It may not even be something I'll stick with, but I'm at least try it if I want to give it a shot. Like I said, you only get to live once, goddammit. It's not like, oh, I'm going to come back in the next life and try again. Nah, dog, you only get this one. I bought some eyeliner. I hadn't even tried to put it on yet. Like, I bought this eyeliner months ago. I ain't put it on yet. Mostly just because I feel weird going like this and shit. Like, I don't fucking care. I'll still do it. It felt weird. It felt weird the first time I started painting my nails, and I got used to that, so whatever. So it ain't even so much that. It's just I don't want to fuck up. You know what I'm saying? I was watching YouTube videos on, like, how do you apply eyeliner and shit. You know what I'm saying? Watching videos on chicks trying to tell you how to, like, put your finger here for stabilization or some shit. Like, yeah, like, so go this way or whatever. I'm like, bro, I can't. Maybe I don't know. Maybe somebody to do it for me. You know what I mean? Get a bitch to do it for me and shit. God damn. That shit. Y'all sleeping on that Jenny Kush. That Jenny Kush so far is like the most fire. Like, next to this fucking, what is this again? Buddha Tahoe OG. But still. Yeah, dive in there. It's not too hard. Charlie, stop spamming, bro. Who the fuck is Charlie? I ain't even paying attention. Where my mom's at? They should have took care of his ass. Kelly, I'm about to make you a mod so that you find somebody in here spamming, you can just boot they motherfucking ass. I don't need that bullshit. I don't give a fuck if you want to come in here and be like, you need God or Jesus loves you. I don't care. As long as you just say it once, like saying it a million times is not going to make it any, you know what I mean? It's not going to have any more of an impact than when you said it the first time. Because I'm not changing my mind. Because you don't have any evidence to support your fucking claim that there's a fucking God that I need to be fucking worried about. And how come your God? Like, why not Why not some other God? Like, you know what I mean? Are you high, big bruh? Like, I'm trying to get there. Not yet. Huh? Name a car from an edit. I don't know what that means. Do you play Roblox or any games? Missy! No. I don't play any games. Like, this the most fucking around I do is making videos for the YouTube. You know what I mean? Most of the time when I'm not doing this, I'm reading. Like, I got so many books that I'm trying to like get through. I got 2 more books coming in the mail. I just finished one book on Gaza and Palestine, or on it's called Gaza by Norman Finkelstein. I just finished that book, and just in time because I got 2 more books coming tomorrow. Both of them are about specific claims made within Christianity. They're both books on. They're both books written by biblical historians on different elements of Christianity. So I'm really interested to get that. I told you I'd be studying this shit. Like I'd be reading the Bible and getting books from biblical historians who talk about what the fuck the evidence shows and what on, you know, and all that. Like if I want to fucking know, most Christians don't care to fucking know. They think they know already and shit. It's like, so yeah, that's what I do. Like in my free time, that's what I'm doing. It's like reading books and shit. And fucking, I got a bunch of PDF documents that, you know, about certain statistics and reports and different documents like that I have yet to read, but that I've amassed all these documents just for the purpose of reading them eventually because I like to just know. I want to fucking know. Like I got that intellectual curiosity that I wish more people had, you know, instead of just thinking they know the answers and shit. Man, what the there it goes. The Young Turks. That's when I used to fuck with the Young Turks. I don't really fuck with the Young Turks no more. Mostly because I don't know what the fuck's up with Anna Kasparian, man. She be tripping. Tripping, dog. Jank be tripping too sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But I was kind of used to Jank tripping, but once Anna started tripping, it's like, oh, I'm done. I can't. Like, y'all done took a turn or some shit. Like, but so yeah, I don't really fuck with TYT no more, but I still support, like, well, support him meaning that, like, no, I don't. No, I don't. Now that I think about it, like, no, the fuck I don't. I don't watch Rebel HQ. I don't watch TYT Sports, TYT Investigates. I don't watch none of that shit. I have watched some sometimes, but like normally I don't. Like now I do watch a lot of Hassan Piker. Like I almost can't get enough of Hassan Piker. I'm probably subscribed to like 8 different fucking channels within the Hassanabi industrial complex. Just because I'm fucking such a fan of his. But again, if I was to meet him in real life, I would want to get down to brass tacks. Like I want to start talking about, bro, what we gonna do about, you know, awakening class consciousness within the masses? Like, what are we gonna do? I'll immediately get down and start talking business. Oh shit. I almost fucking fell. What the fuck? Out the chair? How you fall out the chair? Well, that motherfucker right there. Hold up, son. Ooh, that motherfucker perfect. Oh, shit. Excuse me. Motherfucking perfect, ain't it? I ain't even need them. That motherfucker, bro. That shit is like radiating green, dog. God damn. Oh, God damn, dog. This place is in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucking Detroit. Spent damn near $600 in the motherfucking weed shop, son. It's been like 600. I mean, almost. It was like 5 something. It was close to 6. I wish you could smell this shit. Holy fuck. Man, this shit's strong than a bitch. Come back over here, son. Bam! Say something for the people. Criminal activity. Nah, it ain't. What do you do for work? Manufacturing. What'd you say? Who would read the comments with all the hate? I don't know what you said, but on the day you might like Cannibal Corpse. You late, son. I was just talking earlier about my favorite. So somebody in the chat just asked me what my favorite Cannibal Corpse song was, and I was like, Evidence in the Furnace, Sacrophagic Frenzy, and They Deserve to Die. Those are probably my 3 favorite Cannibal Corpse songs. So I'm already hip to Cannibal Corpse, bro. I've been listening to Cannibal Corpse since at least 2006. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know they've been around longer than that, but it took me a while to come around to them. Why do you refuse the idea of God? Because there's no evidence for one. You know what I mean? I mean, out of the thousands of gods that have been proposed throughout history, I mean, the list of gods created by mankind is quite extensive. And so why would I take any one particular god to be more likely to exist than any of the others? Like, why? Just because I was born here with this particular religion is the dominant religion, so I just gotta accept that one. Because if I was born in Afghanistan, as I made clear in another video, I would be over here cheerleading for fucking Islam. 99% of the people in Afghanistan are Islamic, are subscribe to Islam, are Muslims. It's all about where you was born, son. Because if you was born in Afghanistan, you'd be on here trying to tell me I need to turn to Allah or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? What the fuck? Hold on, let me get some apple juice. Gotta eat. All right, I'm back. Where's the evidence for Satan, you mean? Where's the evidence of Satan? Don't make any sense as a sentence by itself. I didn't say there was evidence for Satan. Y'all the ones that imbue significance onto these symbols you see, get you all fucking triggered. None of this shit, I don't subscribe to any of it. I don't believe there's a devil. I don't believe there's demons, angels, gods, heavens, hells, ghouls, ghosts, goblins, gremlins. I don't believe in any of that shit. There's no evidence for any one of those things. Okay? I just like how I like the way the satanic aesthetic looks. That's why I adorn myself in it. Plus, it just shows like how shallow you Christians are. Like, oh, he believes this. I mean, it's fair, sort of, you know. It's like, there's this girl at work who always wears shirts that say blessed or Jesus or whatever. There's always something Christian related. It would be fair for me to assume that she was a Christian, just given that, you know. And sure shit, she is. Now, it would be fair, I guess, to assume that I were a Satanist, given what I wear, but you would be wrong. Because I'm an atheist. I don't know how much more I gotta fucking make that clear. Holy shit. No sugar added. Bullshit! This shit tastes sweet than a motherfucker. Fuck you mean ain't no sugar added? Apples ain't that sweet. Hell nah. All right. Yeah. All right, let's see how this shit is. How do you feel about it's going too fast, I couldn't read it. Thanks, Hulk. I think what you said. I appreciate that. It's real earthy, floral. Like it's not very citrusy. Yeah. I mean, it's it hit though. Yeah. This is some fire, son. I highly recommend. Oh shit. Good looking out, cat nap. Are you happy? That's what matters. To be honest, no. But my anger and my ire isn't even at Christianity or Christians. Like most of my anger and why I am upset day to day has to do with the ravages of late stage neoliberal capitalism. That's my biggest problem. So is Christianity somewhat buttressing capitalist ideology? Yes. And that's why I try to attack it as well, because I'm like, there's no evidence for this nonsense. But yet we're using this, well, at least the Christian nationalists, according to Project 2025, have every intention of just completely undercutting our democracy. They're essentially saying, motherfuck the Constitution. We want to do what we want to do, you know. And that's scary, given that this is supposed to be a secular nation in which you are free to practice any religion or no religion, you know. But the Christian nationalists don't see it that way. So I've been on this sort of crusade, you know. Some people have told me that, you know, I've convinced them through my videos that they've changed their minds, or at least have started to doubt and question their faith just through what I've been telling them, just through me pointing out scriptures. I don't add anything. I just say what the scripture says. Clearly, these are scriptures that are, I mean, I don't know if this is, this is an intentional act, but I feel like too many Christians avoid the more problematic verses. And they only read the sweet New Testament, Jesus loves us all nonsense, completely overlooking the Old Testament. Like, oh, well, the Old Testament don't matter and shit. Like, I love that one. I fucking love when they say, oh, that's the Old Testament, though. That is probably my favorite excuse for any of the atrocities that took place in the Old Testament. It's almost as if they're capitulating to the fact that, sure, there were a bunch of inexcusable atrocities conducted by our God, or at least sanctioned by him, going on in the Old Testament. But now we have the New Testament, so never mind the Old Testament. I'm like, oh, is that right? So never mind the creation story, or Adam and Eve, or the Noah's flood, or the Ten Commandments. Just never mind all that, right? And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, hold on now. No. I'm like, well, which is it? Like, I thought the Old Testament didn't matter. Now all of a sudden it matters again. It's like, well, what are we doing? So are we now about to engage in cherry picking? Is that what's about to happen here? We're about to just keep the pretty and flowery and essentially innocuous parts of the Old Testament and just sort of disregard the more problematic verses. Is that what we're going to do? Okay, as long as you know that's what you're doing, But it's like, nah. Or they'll engage in these pathetic, failed attempts at apologia for the Old Testament atrocities. Like what's with what was with him wanting to kill off the Amalekites? I never fucking got that. I was like, what is this God's problem with the Amalekites? Like, they're not fucking bothering him. What the fuck? Or the Canaanites. You know what I mean? I was just like, what is it with this dude? Like, he had to kill all the people of Sodom and Gomorrah? Like, and not just the people. Like, because he explicitly told motherfuckers, like, kill everything that moves. Animals, fucking birds, whatever it is, kill it, and keep the women for yourselves. The virgins, keep them for yourselves. And then anyone else you don't kill, make them your slaves. And I'm like, oh, cool, God. Cool, Mr. Oh, I don't sanction slavery, God, even though I'm telling you explicitly, outright, go ahead, make them your slave. Like, I don't know what to tell these Christians, bro. Like, it is what it is, bro. Like, your God sanctions slavery. Your God condones slavery. Your God approves of slavery. Like, it just is what it is. Like, I'm sorry. Like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't write the book. I had nothing to do with its composition. I'm just reading what it's saying. But that's why I made the video the other day. Like, it's funny how, like, all the non-problematic verses, all the ones that are just like Jesus loved your neighbor, all those can just be taken as is in context. But as soon as you're like, oh, you can buy your slaves from the heathen around you. Now all of a sudden it's like, no, not slave. Like, oh, that's not what they meant. Oh, it's not the same kind of slavery as it was in the antebellum South back in America. Like, didn't say it was. But slavery is slavery. Owning another human being is owning another human being. And that's exactly what was endorsed by the Bible. I mean, he specifically said in Exodus, like, look, if you beat your fucking slave and he doesn't die within a day or two, then you're good to go. Because he's your money. Like, straight up. Like, because he is your money. Like, damn, this human being is money. So, that being said, when motherfuckers are like, oh no, in the New Testament it says you don't steal a human being. You know what I mean? It says you don't steal a person. That's against the law. And I'm like, yeah, sure. But he did have different rules for different people. It's like he had different rules for females. They weren't to go out as the male slaves were. No, sir. That's also in Exodus. He had different rules for Hebrew slaves versus all other people. Because, see, once you are considered a slave, you're not considered a person. So you cannot be, accused of theft or kidnapping, rather. You can't be accused of kidnapping a slave because a kidnapping involves one person stealing another person against their will and holding them. But a slave isn't looked at as a person. That's what you guys fail to understand. It's just like in the slavery days here in America. Slaves were not considered people. So they weren't afforded the same rights as people were afforded. So that's what you guys fail to understand. Like, so it doesn't fucking matter that it says, oh, don't steal your brother or whatever. Like, they don't consider slaves their brothers. They don't consider slaves their fellow human beings. These people are considered property, things. So get it together. Try better at your apologetics. Because it just is what it is, God is the devil, people. I wouldn't say that. Why would you disparage the devil by comparing him to God? Like, God is the terrible one. You know what I mean? No offense to the devil. You know what I'm saying? I'm just bullshitting, bro. I'm just bullshitting. But I know what you mean. Like, yeah, if the evil one, if we can go off of what was said, all right, fine, then the devil's the evil one. But if we go off of what was done, There's no question the God was the evil one, the jealous, petty, bloodthirsty one. You know what I mean? So the Bible speaks for itself. It just is what it is. The God of the Bible was like, look, kill them all. He even did it himself, according to the story of Noah. Like, he was like, you know what? I regret having made humans. Fuck this shit. I'm about to just kill them all. Fuck it. And all the birds and all the creepy crawlies on the ground and all the beasts in the field. I'm killing everything. I'm so fucking sorry I made humans. Moses, get your family together and get to everything. Get the fuck out of here, dog. It's like, damn, son. He was like, man, fuck humans. And what makes it so funny? This is all in Genesis. Like, we didn't even get nowhere. Like, goddamn, the Bible just started and it already got like, you know what? These motherfucking humans getting on my motherfucking nerves, son. I don't know, what was I thinking? Like, what the fuck? I'm gonna just wipe their ass out. You know what I mean? And we gonna start again. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell nah. Like, I mean, I feel him though. He's like, shit, I put the first two humans here, Adam and Eve, and these motherfuckers couldn't do the one thing I asked them not to do. God damn. And then you're surprised when every human after those two, if the first two couldn't do right, what make you think every other human could do? And you're supposed to already know, because you're all-knowing God. Get the fuck out of here. This shit is so stupid. Hell nah. Stupid! But it's cool, man. Believe what you want. Believe what you want, though, goddammit. I don't give a fuck. But if you gonna push that shit on me, you better be for sure. You better make certain that you are following it to the letter. Or I'm going to cut into your video with excuse me, and hold your monkey ass accountable to the scriptures. Like, don't be trying to get me to come to the shit. You won't even adhere to the damn doctrine. Why should I adhere to it? You first. I'll follow your lead, goddammit. Whatever you do, I'll do. How about that? Shit, fuck out of here. As soon as you sell off all your shit and give the money to the poor, I'll become a Christian. How about that? Ain't that what Jesus said? Ain't that what he said? Ain't that what he told the dude? Dude was like, I'm already doing everything you said through Jesus. What else can I do? And he was like, all right, sell all your shit. Sell all your fucking things, give the money to the poor, and walk with me. Or whatever the fuck he said after that. And what did the dude do? He did just like every one of you fucking hypocritical Christians. He was like, I can't do that shit. And walked the fuck off like, yep, keep it real, B. You ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready to follow in the path of Jesus. You ain't ready, son. You ain't about to give up shit. What the fuck? Hell no, you ain't giving up nothing. None of it. You ain't selling shit, and if you do, you keeping that money to spend on your fucking self. You're not giving it to the poor. You're not doing that. You don't give a fuck what Jesus said. Like, nah, I don't know what to tell you. Jesus better come down here and do it himself, because I'm not doing that shit. I hear you, Christian. I wouldn't do it either. What the fuck? I'm not doing that shit. Ain't no motherfucking proof no fucking Jesus is up there. Fuck you be. Hell no, I ain't doing that shit. And you shouldn't either. I don't even blame you for not doing it. But it's a little hypocritical. A little hypocritical that you won't do that shit. Like, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't get that shit at all. I almost feel like there's this one dude, right, that makes a lot of Christian videos that I've cut in on this shit a couple of times to be like, excuse me. So I done cut in on this dude, and almost all his videos is the same. He's reading his Bible, and then like so some words up on the top, and then he looks up to the left or whatever, and then the screen turns red, and there's some other Bible verse or whatever that he wants you to read or whatever. And it's like, man, get the fuck. Anywho, if you notice, I noticed in a lot of his videos, he's wearing Nike. Like, he's got a lot of Nike jerseys, or at least the one that I see him wear repeatedly. But he's got like Nike hoodies, Nike jerseys, Nike shirts, Nike hats. Like all this, in my opinion, that's idol worship. Clearly, the Nike brand is your idol, and you have given this particular God all this money that could have been going to your Jesus. But no, you gave it to the God of victory. I'm sorry, goddess of victory, because Nike is a woman. So I just don't get it. Like, why are you wearing so much Nike shit? That's not even Jesus. Like, that's a whole nother God right there, dog. And you got Nike thing after Nike item after Nike. I'm like, really? Maybe you worship Nike brand. You know. I just thought that was funny. Like, that's the thing that you wear the most? The one brand that's named after another God. Isn't that amazing? Like, I wonder if he's given as much money to the church as he's spent on these Nike products. Just wondering. Just wondering. He may have. I don't have any reason to give him the benefit of the doubt, but he might have. I'm open to it. You know, he could be like, yo, Dave, I sure did. In fact, all this Nike shit was handed down to me. I didn't even buy any of it. I'm like, all right, that's fair. I stand corrected. Like, if that's what were to happen, but it's not gonna fucking happen. You and I both know it's not gonna fucking happen. I just thought that was funny. Like, he's so fucking hypocritical. Like, and all this time you spent making these dumbass, ignorant ass motherfucking videos on TikTok and then subsequently YouTube shorts. That's time you could have been spent actually reading your Bible. You know what I mean? Instead of feeding the fucking YouTube or TikTok algorithm, which only goes to fatten the coffers of the rich who don't give a fuck about God. So, whatever. You do you, brother. I know the whole Jesus thing is a grift anyway, because they're just because it's so easy. They just know you fucking suckers will see that Jesus shit and just like, oh, I have to give him a like. I must. Jesus will like me if I like this Jesus content. It's like, is that what you're telling yourself? Because Jesus gives a fuck what these posts are. I'll tell you, like, what? Does Jesus got a TikTok account? I just need to know. Does Jesus subscribe to my channel? Huh? Is he aware of my content? Yeah, because you say he everywhere or whatever at all times, so he know. You don't even believe that. No, you don't. Because if you did, I always ask people, like, if you really, like, you ever been at school and then, like, let's say your dad was there or your mom or whoever was the more authoritative one and was there with you in school all day, in every class, wherever you walked in the hallway, when you went to the restroom, you couldn't sneak out and smoke a cigarette. Your mom was with you every motherfucking step of the day in school. I guarantee your behavior would be completely different than if your parent wasn't there. You know what I mean? Like, you would not behave the same if your mom was there or dad, whoever, or both, was there watching you all day at school. I guarantee you'll be on your best fucking behavior, assuming your parents are worth their salt in parenting. But anywho, and I feel like that's how motherfuckers should be about. If that's how you really feel that your God is, you really feel like your God is watching. He's everywhere at all times, always watching, even knows your thoughts. And yet here you are, behaving all un-Christ-like. You either think God is a fool, or that you can somehow excuse this nonsense as if he don't already fucking know what's going on here. Or you don't really believe your God is watching you all the time. Get the fuck out of here. No shot. Like, come on. Like, nah, son. No fucking shot. I'm not about to be cussing. I'm not about to be like just calling motherfuckers names. Not when my mom with me in school. Nah, I'm gonna be on time. You know what I'm saying? At every class, I'm gonna be paying attention to the teacher and shit, taking notes, be on my best behavior. Y'all motherfuckers don't do that shit, but God's supposed to be watching you at all times, and you believe it. But yet, your behavior don't show it. Your behavior implies otherwise. So to me, that's the biggest evidence that their God is not watching them at all times. Because there's no fucking way. Like, either that or, like I said, or their God is just like a pussy. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, no, it's cool. Even though I said don't do this, that, and the third, you did this, that, and the third all the motherfucking time. I guess whatever. I'm supposed to just let you in heaven, right? Please. Like, that's what I be talking about. Like, but y'all want me to come to Christianity. You'll have a better chance finding out that I like hit the lottery and colonize Mars by myself. Like, I don't know, and just make up some shit that I became the next pope. Like that, you have better odds of that. Like, what the fuck? You have better odds of me being the next president than me ever coming back to Christianity. Like, bro, I done read too much now. Like, I know too much. I can't be a Christian. I know too much. Now, if I was as Oregon and who's the other dude? Fucking what was his name? Celsus and Origin was like, bruh, Christianity is the religion for the dumbasses. He's like, that's for the unintelligent. Hell no. He's like, that's for the women, because they thought women were lesser intelligent. They thought women were stupid. So they were like, yeah, Christianity's for the women and the children and the poor and unintelligent. And I'm like, ain't that a bitch? Now, of course, there were exceptions, because again, the Apostle Paul was considered, one of the more educated men. So, and he was a Christian. So it's not like only dumbasses are Christian, but there is a high concentration of dumbasses within Christianity, as is made evident by the comments that you motherfuckers leave. Holy shit. Some of which I've made videos out of. Because it's that bad. Like, yikes. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all over here misspelling words and no punctuation and denying science while you're on a device that is made possible thanks to science. But whatever, deny it, right? Like, now they cherry pick science, just like they cherry pick their Bible. You know what I'm saying? They're like, no, we accept like whatever science sounds nice that isn't controversial, doesn't make us have to deny God or anything. But if it's anything that goes against anything that we believe is directly contradicting anything that we believe is associated with our God, now all of a sudden it's like, nah, that science ain't real. Like, oh, get the fuck out of here. Like, oh, here we go. Christians are the most hypocritical, cherry-picking ass motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. Like, god damn. It's just inconsistent. But I love them, though. Like, I love them. God bless them, right? God bless them. Motherfucker was like, how you gonna say you an atheist and then be like, god damn, or oh shit. I'm like, or holy shit. I'm like, really? So I have to believe that thing exists in order to say the word. That is so dumb. I was like, y'all, this is so dumb. I'm like, it's because it is a phrase that is common within the U.S. vernacular. You know what I mean? It's just common. Everyone fucking says it. Holy shit. Oh my God. It doesn't fucking mean you subscribe to the... What? Am I supposed to really believe that certain shit out there is holy? Is that what I'm supposed to take away? No. That is holy shit. That's regular shit. That, though, holy shit. Let's get it together. It's like, is that what's happening? Like, so I can't say it. And then motherfuckers be like, this band is a Christian band. And I'm like, okay. Like, or they'll be like, the lead singer believes in God, right? Okay. Like, what is this supposed to mean? Like, I don't have a doctrine that's like, you can't listen to music by Christians. It's like, no, motherfucker, that's Christianity. Y'all the ones who ain't supposed to be listening to music by us heathens, even though you do it anyway. Because you just can't be bothered to follow this. Oh, shit. Like, you just can't be bothered to follow the words of Jesus. I feel you, though. I feel you. Y'all out here just listen to whatever music you want to, spending all kind of time on these devil social media apps. Not reading your Bible. Oh, man, it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. It's a work of art. Something to behold. I'm fucking loving. What's going on? Hey, dude, what's going on? What's up, Mr. Now? What is Mr. Meme? What's up, Mr. Meme? Hey, I try to do right too, man. That's all that matters. You know what I mean? Like, just don't be a dick and try to do good. Don't be a dick and try to help others. You know what I mean? You have no idea how many times, just at random. And I don't have no motherfucking money. You know what I'm saying? But just at random, at times, I'll just be at the fucking cash register at the gas station. Some poorer person than me is buying whatever they're buying, and they might be like short $1 or some shit. I'll just put my phone to the thing and tap, pay, and take care of it for them. I've done that up to like 30-something fucking dollars once. I ain't fucking had 30-something dollars spent on your motherfucking ass, but I did it anyway. Like, I just know what that's like. Like, I would have liked someone to do that for me. You know, I do that all the time. Like, homeless people, anybody just hanging out at the gas station. Not that I always give it to them, because a lot of these motherfuckers, come on now, but some of them is like, you know, can you help a brother out or some shit? And I'm like, yo, if I got it, or if I ain't got the change, like, you know, all my money on my phone, and it's like, you know, I'll get you something. You want me to get you some chips or some shit? I've done that a couple of times. Like, yeah, I'll get you some more shit. Like, I was at a Speedway one time, and with some kids in there. You could tell there's some poor ass black kids, you know what I mean? But they was in there trying to like determine what all they could get with this few little dollars they had and shit. And I'm just like, go ahead and get it. You know, go ahead, I'll get it for you. Like, was there anything else you wanted? Go and get you something else, you know? So they ran and got something else, you know, thank you and all that shit. I'm like, nah, it's all right. You know, I mean, I'm glad they said thank you. That shows that they have manners. But yeah, I'm just like, I do that shit all the motherfucking time, man. Because like I said, I try to be the change I want to see in the world. If this is what I wish would happen, then if I'm able to, then I will do it. It doesn't matter how much it may inconvenience me. If I feel like I could have make the most, have so much of a positive impact on this person's life right now from this small act that's not necessarily going to set me back too much, you know? And it don't cost, it's easy to do, you know, and I don't discriminate. It's women, men, young, old, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, I just try to help out. I'm one of the people every morning that goes out, well, not so much now because I've had back surgery recently, but before the back surgery, every morning I was going out into the motherfucking street, picking up random trash. Not just out of my yard, which I do regularly, but because, you know, wind blows trash around. So I'll pick the trash up. If I can see it out my window, I'll go pick it up. I don't give a fuck if it's in that person's yard across the street. I don't care if it's in the fucking, you know, in the street, in the fucking gutters. I'll go get that shit. Like, because I want to live in a clean neighborhood. So, and it's not like I ask anyone for their help. I don't look for any thank yous or none of that shit. It's just, I don't want to live in a neighborhood where there's trash all over the place. So I will take it upon myself to clean it up myself because I don't litter, you know? So I get that, like, even if you don't litter, even if no one on our street litters, trash is just around this fucking city. Wind blows, you know, fucking rats and, well, not so much rats, but more like raccoons. Because we got like a real raccoon, squirrels. Like, I'm in Ohio, so we got like a heavy concentration of fucking possums, squirrels, and raccoons and shit. And them motherfuckers always going through garbage. I'm constantly picking up garbage out of my backyard because these fucking groundhogs and these goddamn raccoons and shit. Like, but whatever. Like, whatever, dog. They're just doing their thing. So yeah. So I even try to be kind to those pesky sort of animals. You know what I'm saying? Like the fucking rodents, essentially. Like, because they're just doing their thing, man. They can't help it, you know. But yeah, so that's all I'm saying. Oh my God, I love the groundhogs. They're so cute. They are cute, man. But these motherfuckers have bored a hole in my motherfucker. How they got goddamn hole right out. Like, I'm right sitting at this window. There's a hole they done buried. Like, there's a deep ass, stupid ass hole. And then there's like another one in my backyard by the fence in the corner and shit. They done, like, I done seen that, like, his hole go to my next door neighbor yard because I seen him run to it one time and came out the other side. Like, oh, that's where your hole go. I want to fill it up so bad. I just don't know what to put in it besides like cement. I don't know why I didn't think to do cement before. Like, anyway, so I mean, they're cute, but like them up, and now them up done had kids and shit. I done seen two younger groundhogs in my backyard. I'm like, wait, where the fuck they come from? They just all out here willy-nilly and shit. I'm like, they must be the fuck. Oh man, them motherfuckers breeding and shit. Like, how many more holes you gonna dig in my fucking backyard? I want to kill them motherfuckers, to be honest. But whatever. I can't sing, Georgia. I'm sorry. I don't know how. Thanks, cuz. Like, I mean, it's doing a lot better than it was. I still have a lot of pain at the incision site. So, and I still have like a lot of numbness in my right leg. So I trip a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like I won't pick my foot up, you know, in time or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying, when I'm in stride. And it just makes me trip. Now, I haven't tripped and fallen. Like I'm pretty good about catching myself, but like still, it's sort of a hassle, you know. Yeah. Either way, God bless you, bro, from a spiritual point of view. Javon, I don't know what the fuck that means, son. But all right. Fuck you. I don't know how to respond, man. Like, be sure to like the channel, says nobody, which I believe the moon is my god, Mother Nature. What's up, Tomboy93? You so high like NASA. B. This shit is fire, son. Like, straight up. Donnie B, will you shut the fuck up? Is it your mom? Oh, I see him. Well, he can wait. He's not my responsibility. Well, is it your mom? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, let me grab the thing. Hold up. Oh, it's already in there. Nigga, you got food. Don't do that. You got food, cuz. But I ain't seen Orangey all day, so I'm gonna feed Orangey. Look at him, already geeked up. What's up, Orangey? Back up, Donnie V. You know I ain't supposed to come outside. Hold on, I'm about to put it over here. There you go, cuz. What's going on, Karina? What's up, Levi? Bitch, no I don't. The fuck you mean? You welcome, Lavici. Lavici the champ. Thanks, LJ. What's up, Modus? Oh, is that right? Man, shit. I like too many of them to have a favorite, to be honest. Like, I like a lot. What's going on, Matt? No, I do not. I do not have a passport. Man, that sure beat up. I ain't never heard of him. Star Lord is out there. I ain't never heard of him. I got 4. 4 cats. I don't know, Sir Pico. The fuck? That's not even me. The fuck? You know better than that. You know you weren't going outside. Are we following me, bro? Yeah, man, I got 4 cats. That orange cat ain't even mad. He just be coming around all the time, so I feed him. It's like another cat that come around that look exactly like my 4th cat. The mama to my other 3 cats. Like, there's another cat in the neighborhood that look just like her. I think it's a boy though, but he's scary as fuck. I be feeding him though. Hell yeah, son. It is. Man, this shit here, son. Oh my goodness. They gonna age restrict this shit. They gonna age restrict this shit, B. Do a flip? What the fuck? Nigga, I'm 42 years old. What the fuck? I ain't doing no motherfucking flips. I can't do a flip. I done had back surgery. You trying to kill me and shit? I ain't never been able to do a flip. I mean, I just do push-ups. Again, haven't done any since I've been to the hospital and had surgery, but that's all I do. I do 1,000 push-ups a week, 200 push-ups a day, 5 days a week. That's literally it. And I've been doing that for months. Technically years, but it's been on and off, you know. But for the last few 4, 5, 6 months, I've been doing them every week, you know. So like 1,000 a week, 4,000 push-ups a month, you know. And that's literally it. I don't go to the gym. I don't do anything else. Just push-ups, you know. It takes like 10 minutes to do 100 push-ups. For me, it takes me 10 minutes to do 100 push-ups. So typically, I'm able to knock out 200, you know, within the hour. Like when I go to work, I got to be there at 6:30. I normally leave the house at 6. So shit, I could still not have done any and I could start doing push-ups at 5:30 and still be done with time to spare before I leave the house. Like, but that's it. That's literally all I do. I don't watch what I eat. Kind of, but not really. Like, I just been trying to eat less of it. Other than that, I've been eating the same ass shit. I just try not to eat as much of it. You know, like I might eat maybe once, no more than twice a day. You know. No, I'm not a Satanist. We already went over this. I'm a fucking atheist. I don't subscribe to any of that stuff. No devils, no gods, angels, demons, heavens or hells, none of it. Donnie B, what's the matter? What is it? I'm not letting you outside. We already went over this. Where you at? No, Donnie B. What is it with you? You, Louie, y'all be tripping. I know. Well, you tripping, bro. It's not my fault. It is what it is. You feel me? This fucking guy. He don't have a one. He just being an asshole. You being an asshole, Donnie B. You're not going outside. I'm not letting Orangey in because I ain't trying to see that fight go down. Pretty sure Orangey would win. But anywho. Yeah, look at him. I need to redo these motherfuckers. They starting to, you know what I'm saying? I need to redo them. I just don't be on it like that. Like, I don't be caring. Whatever. I only do one hand anyway, you know. What my nails got to do with anything, son? What the fuck? Look at your face. What the fuck? What excuse is there for that? At least I can take my shit off. You stuck with that face. Oh shit. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm about to, bro. I'm about to. Yeah, me. Shit. Roll one. Let's get. I already did, Donna. Yes, Adrian. Are you? I don't know that you are, dog. It's cool if you ain't, but I'm not convinced that you are. I need evidence. Actually, I don't need evidence. I don't care. I don't care at all. Did you have a sore throat? Nah. Nah, Lucy, this is what I do, baby. What else? Thank you, Boo Donkey Trunks. What the fuck? You off the chain. Yeah, it did. Boogie, you off the chain. Boogie B. Boogie trying in this hole. Bingo, I'm going to always smoke, cuz I'm going to be like Willie Nelson, just old and smoking weed for no reason. Like, that's going to be me, son. I don't know what to tell you. Now, if you talk about cigarettes, I mean, I might eventually quit cigarettes. I don't know when, but I will eventually. Yeah, there are, dog. I see. Shit. All right. I'm about to get off of here, but thank you to my mods for like policing the chat a little bit. That's what's up. I'm smoking forever too, Baki. You know, but anyway, y'all check out my motherfucking shorts. Make sure to fucking like and subscribe and all that malarkey. And I'll holler at y'all, man. Thanks for watching. Yeah.